Like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who can bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GGD Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Cricket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop until you get your mouth off LDBC. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence start with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yup, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got them banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
Oh yeah, press 1 if y'all can hear me in the comments. Got a mic check 1 2 1 2. Salute to everybody that's tapped in. If you guys want to support the channel, the link is pinned at the top of the chat. Cash App, PayPal link. Let me know what y'all think. If you guys can hear me, press 1. I got a mic check. Press 1 if y'all can hear me, man. Salute everybody in the building. I appreciate all y'all who support what I do and want to know the truth, regardless of whoever it may end up exposing, right? See, that's what happens when you have moral integrity. That's what happens when you have a code of ethics. That's what happens when you have honor and dignity and morals about yourself. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who it is. You understand what I'm saying? Because now, MAGA, Make America Great Again, is going in on Donald J. Trump because Donald Trump says now, why are we still worried about the Epstein situation? Why are we still worried about the Epstein situation? Because we were told for years that the Epstein situation had so many high and powerful people linked to it. And you got these shuckers and jivers online. Oh no, man. They turned their back, man. I can't believe it. Man, know you're rolling. Shut your mouth. The people want to know the truth, man. Regardless of who it exposes. They want to know the truth. And so now we're at a situation where MAGA is irate with the president, Donald Trump, because he is basically wanting to push over this Epstein investigation now. You know what I'm saying? After all of these Republicans came out and hyped this thing up for the last few years, now all of a sudden they want to tamper it down and damper it down. Not going to happen. Let's get to the reports and let's talk about this.
I knew this morning outrage among the president's own supporters over how the Department of Justice is handling the so-called Jeffrey Epstein files. A series of scathing posts on Twitter. Longtime Trump ally, fierce supporter Laura Loomer called for the president to fire Attorney General Pam Bondi. This all happened after a memo released by the Department of Justice and the FBI this week said that accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide, confirmed that. The Attorney General also said there is no evidence that Epstein kept a, quote, client list, despite previously suggesting there would be some kind of bombshell. CNN's Elena Treen live at the White House this morning, where this just doesn't seem to be going away, Elena.
Yeah, John, and it's not just, people who are in the MAGA movement in the president's base, and I will say there's many. It's not just Laura Loomer, but many other prominent people like Tucker Carlson, Steve Bannon, the list goes on, who have been really reeling from the drop of that memo that the Justice Department released on Sunday, essentially concluding, in their words, that Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide and that there's no so-called client list. But there's a lot of people as well inside the White House, the president's own officials, who are increasingly extremely frustrated with how not just the Justice Department, but specifically Attorney General Pam Bondi has handled this. I mean, I spoke with one Trump advisor. They said that Bondi had bungled this case from the start by overpromising some of the findings that they were anticipating. Another,
my brother, you keep wanting to talk about Epstein and Trump and this, that, and that thing. I mean Epstein and Clinton, brother. We're talking about what Donald J. Trump said, bro. We're talking about what Donald J. Trump said, brother. If you got a problem with that, bro, hey man, look, man, that's your problem, bro. Right now, he's in office. He's the one who has the power to release all of the files and show everything, sir. That's what we want to see. I don't care about any little thing you want to put up there. You can put on your cape. It don't mean nothing to me, brother. They got people that's inside the White House that's upset because of how this situation is going down right now. You actually have people who have dignity, honor, and class that want to know the truth, no matter who it exposes, sir. So by you getting on your knees, running around here, looking like a damn fool, cut it out. Cut it out, man. Because the truth, it don't matter who it exposes, it needs to expose anybody that's involved. They're the ones who told us that they were going to release all these files. How can you be mad at us when we say, hold on, y'all told us y'all going to let all these files go. Y'all been telling us that they got this full list. So all these people who could be implicated in this situation are exposed. We ain't just say some of them, we said all of them. Now they all of a sudden come tell us, nah, it ain't no list. He didn't nobody take him out. We're gonna show y'all a video that looks like it's choppy, don't look right, of the cell. And now we was fit to tell y'all that ain't no more investigation. And yeah, why y'all still worried about it? When they the ones that propped this shit up the last 3 or 4 years. Nah, man. There's some people that want to know the truth, and the truth to them is worth more than support of anybody. Any ex-president, any ex-Congress member, any whoever it may be. We don't know. We have to see the list. But the question is, why are they not bringing us the list? They told us that there's a list. Now, all of a sudden, there is no list. There was no clients. There is nothing. Come on, man. Y'all think people are stupid, bro? No, we're not stupid. We want to see it, bro. And the reason why we want to see it, man, is because guess why, bro? You got youngins involved, man. And people ain't playing that, man. See, that game right there, people not playing that game right there, bro. You see what I'm saying? They're not playing that game right there, man. And that's just what it comes down to. And before I even go further on this video, I'm finna tell you, because Trump is the one who said all this. But this is how a lot of this stuff had gotten started. Now, let's get to this part right here, right? So let's talk about the relationship between him and Jeffrey Epstein, because Trump has been saying, hey, look, man, hey, he's a bad guy, blase, blase, blah. Okay, cool. So the relationship between Donald Trump, according to reports, and Jeffrey Epstein, a financier and convicted sex offender, spanned from the late 1980s to the mid-2000s, characterized by a social and business acquaintance in the elite circles that later deteriorated. Here is a concise overview based on the available information. Early relationship, the late 80s through the 1990s. Social connections. Trump and Epstein were part of the same wealthy social scene in New York and Palm Beach, Florida. They were neighbors, with Epstein owning a mansion near Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. They were photographed together at events, including at Mar-a-Lago in 1992, 1997, and the year of 2000, often with Ghislaine Maxwell and others like Melania Knauss, who's now Melania Trump, or Prince Andrews. Let's keep going. Shared activities. They socialized at parties, right? With notable instances, including a 1992 quote-unquote calendar girl competition at Mar-a-Lago attended only by Trump, Epstein, and 28 women flown for the event. A 1992 NBC video shows them at Mar-a-Lago laughing and pointing at women on the dance floor. Travel. Trump flew on Epstein's private plane multiple times, with flight logs confirming trips in 1993, 1994, and 1997, often between New York and Palm Beach. Epstein's little black book contained 14 phone numbers for Trump and his inner circle, according to reports. Public statements. In a 2002 New York Magazine interview, Trump described Epstein as a quote-unquote terrific guy and a quote-unquote a lot of fun to be with, end quote, noting their shared interest in beautiful women on the younger side, end quote. Let's keep going. There ain't no cap in this rap around here. Allegations and claims. Michael Wolff tapes in 2017. Journalist Michael Wolff recorded Epstein claiming he was Trump's closest friend for 10 years, end quote, and aligning details about Trump's personal conduct, including claims about Trump's first encounter with Melania on Epstein's plane, dubbed the Lolita Express. These tapes, released in 2024, also describe Trump's alleged schemes to pursue women. The Trump campaign dismissed Wolff as a quote-unquote disgraced writer fabricating lies. Accusations. In 1993, former model Stacey Williams alleged that Trump groped her at a Trump Tower while Epstein watched, describing it as a quote-unquote twisted game. Trump's campaign denied this, calling it unequivocally false. In 2016, a lawsuit filed in California by a woman, which was later dropped, claimed that Trump and Epstein sexually assaulted her in 94 when she was 1 bleep years old. No evidence substantiated that claim. And she dropped that lawsuit, but she had filed it at first and dropped it. Virginia Giuffre, who suddenly just passed away, y'all, not too long ago. We did a video on her. Go look at the video we did on her on this channel. An Epstein accuser testified that Epstein introduced her. Let me repeat this again. This woman recently passed away. Like a couple months ago. Virginia, she passed away a couple months ago. Very interesting. Let me say this again. Right? Virginia, an Epstein accuser, testified that Epstein introduced her to Trump at Mar-a-Lago when she was what? 4 years old. But she alleged no improper behavior by Trump. Joanna Schoberg, another accuser, testified that Epstein once took her to one of Trump's Atlantic City casinos after a flight diversion, but she stated she never interacted with Trump sexually. No criminal charges. Trump has not been charged with any crimes related to Epstein activities, and there's no definitive evidence in the public domain linking him to Epstein's criminal acts, falling out in 2004 through 2008. Property dispute. The relationship reportedly soured in 2004 over a bidding war for an oceanfront Palm Beach property, Mansion de Elamiti. Both men lobbied the bankruptcy trustee, with Trump ultimately winning the property. Mar-a-Lago ban. By 2007, Trump reportedly banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago, allegedly due to Epstein's inappropriate behavior towards young women, though this is based on unconfirmed claims by attorney Bradley Edwards. Epstein's legal troubles. In 2005, Palm Beach, police began investigating Epstein after a report of him abusing a bleep bleep. In 2008, Epstein received a controversial plea deal overseen by then U.S. Attorney Alexander Acosta, later Trump's labor secretary. Let me read that again. In 2008, Epstein received a controversial plea deal overseen by then U.S. Attorney Alexander Acosta, who later went on to be Trump's labor secretary, resulting in 13 months in jail. Some ex-post claim that Trump tipped off the authorities, but no evidence confirms this. Post 2008 distance. Trump statements. After Epstein's 2008 conviction and 2019 arrest, Trump distanced himself, stating in 2019, "I was not a fan of his, that I can tell you," claiming that he hadn't spoken to him in 15 years. He reiterated this in 2024, calling Epstein a fixture in Palm Beach, but denying close ties. Epstein files. In 2024, the 2024 release of the Epstein, right? Look at it now. Related documents named Trump and the flight logs and testimony, but contained no new evidence of wrongdoing. Speculation about a quote-unquote client list implicating Trump persists, fueled by figures like Elon Musk in 2025. But a DOJ and FBI review found that now no such list exists. So, in summary, Trump and Epstein were close social acquaintances for about 15 years, sharing elite social circles, attending events together, and traveling on Epstein's plane. Their relationship ended around 2004, 2007, likely due to a property dispute and Epstein's emerging legal issues. While allegations and conspiracy theories like Elon Musk claims persist, no concrete evidence links Trump to Epstein's crimes. X posts reflect polarized sentiments, with some alleging deeper ties and others defending Trump's distancing. Now, let's get back to this, why MAGA's upset. MAGA is said Trump has came out and talked down on Jeffrey Epstein. Hey, man, he's a bad guy, this, that, and the third. Okay, cool. Why not drop all the files? Why not release all the files? Why now are they saying that, hey, man, nah, ain't no files, ain't nothing to look at over here? What are we talking about? What the hell is going on? What you mean ain't no files, ain't nothing to look at? What the hell is going on, man? What is going on? I'm asking y'all this. What is going on? What is going on? We want to see the files. Can't nobody say who is or who ain't on them files until we see him. We can't see him if he ain't gonna drop the list. If they don't drop the list, if they don't drop all those files to the public in its original forms, not redacted, not this, not that. No, they need to. Trump said he was going to release all of them. Kash Patel said, yeah, when I get in office, first thing I want to do is release those Epstein files. Release all of them. I want to release all the files. Why won't they do it? You have to ask yourself that question. Why won't they do it?
Advisor told me that this was a political nightmare, questioning why they released this at this point in time and the way in which they did it. Again, releasing this short memo and also leaking it to a certain media outlet. Look. Part of these problems as well that adds to all of this is Bondi's own claim back in February when she was doing an interview with Fox News where she said she had the client list on her desk for review. Now, she was pressed on some of these questions yesterday during the president's cabinet meeting and tried to argue that she was referring to the broader case. I want you to take a listen to both that interview, but also her response.
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Now, look, we talked to a lot of different people following Bondi's answer there yesterday in that cabinet room who said essentially they are not satisfied
at all. They all think she's lying. Don't even say she's satisfied. They straight up think she's lying. Lying. Not even a question about it. I've talked to multiple people that think she's lying through her teeth. I'm talking about people that's MAGA who think she's lying. Straight up. You said you had it on your desk. Now all of a sudden you talking about MLK, JFK. No, we talking about Epstein. Come on now. Come on now. This is what they selling y'all now. She straight up set up there, was like, yeah, it's on my desk right now. Those files are on my desk right now and got to be reviewed. What do you mean they got to be reviewed? Release them. Y'all said y'all gonna release them, release them. Now all of a sudden there ain't no files. Boy, I tell y'all what. And here's the thing, ain't nobody buying it. And shout out to the mainstream media. They ain't letting this shit go. Shout out to the mainstream media. They're not letting it go. The mainstream media is not letting it go. None of them. You even got people over at Fox News going off about this stuff. I got to shout them out because I've been watching all the news about this. They ain't letting this go. Smash the like button if y'all come on in here too. You ain't got to be afraid to watch these videos too. I know some of y'all afraid. You tiptoe over here. Y'all come over here. Anytime we talk about something, y'all come over here. You tiptoe around this. Right? What them files at, man? Well, everybody already know what's up. You ain't fooling the people no more, man. Donald Trump have his own supporters heated with him. Even people within the White House are upset with these people. Straight up. Why would she come on here and say that if that's not the case? Make it make sense. Y'all already know what time it is, man. And what's going to happen is that they're going to make so many people upset. Now what it's going to do is going to change the entire, all the public perception is going to be on the same wavelength as far as, hold on, man, what's going on, man? These people hiding something, man. It's already a big question around Jeffrey Epstein. Think about this. And how he lost his life. There's a lot of questions around that. I read y'all a whole article last night about that. Right? So there ain't even no question of why people wouldn't even want Jeffrey Epstein. He knew too much. He knew too much. Right? When you hang around all those type of people, bro, you know way too much, bro. Right? Think about all the things I'm saying. The girl, Virginia Giuffre, she passed away a couple months ago. Just recently passed away. They're trying to say that, didn't they try to say she did that to herself? I don't believe it. They want to tell y'all all these people just did this to themselves. I don't believe it. And it's refreshing. And I'm going to tell all the white folks that's out here, salute to all of y'all that's going in on this. Because I see a lot of white folks going in on this. And I have to salute y'all because a lot of times they be ducking any type of smoke that got something to do with Donald Trump. But they going in about this. I'm seeing them. And like I said, It's about your morals and your ethics, man. Period. At the end of the day, what type of person are you? Just period. On a day-to-day basis, what type of person are you, man? How do you treat people? How do you treat people? I'm big on that. Are you a piece of you know what? Or are you a good, sincere person that treat people right?
That answer, particularly given so many people in the MAGA movement, so many of the president's supporters, and including even some people in his own administration had previously argued that there was so much more to this case, particularly wanting to unearth potential accomplices to Jeffrey Epstein, not totally satisfied by this. Now, the president, for his part, John, has argued that this is old news. He kind of dismissed some of the questions on this yesterday in that cabinet meeting as a desecration. And we are told that he's not acutely annoyed with Bondi herself. He was briefed on some of these findings last week by Bondi and the FBI director, Kash Patel, but still a lot of people inside the White House not exactly happy with how this all played out.
All right, Elena Trine at the White House this morning. Thank you. With us now, CNN political commentator, Republican strategist Michael Singleton, and Christine Quinn, the executive committee chair of the New York State Democratic Committee. And just to review some of the people calling for Bondi's head here, again, it's Laura Loomer, fierce supporter of the president, putting out these tweets. She needs to be fired. She has tainted the investigation. Elon Musk, one-time friend of the president, saying, how can people be expected to have faith in Trump if he won't release the Epstein files? And then Megyn Kelly, in Politico, pointed this out this morning, said of Pam Bondi, her days are numbered as a member of the Trump administration. I mean, Michael, this isn't just one person now. It's a lot, and it's not getting quieter. It's getting louder.
It's not getting quieter, and she made a statement that many believed was accurate, which was that she was going to attempt to prosecute the individuals, whether it's Republican men, Democratic men, who were engaged with Jeffrey Epstein and doing some pretty atrocious and disgusting things against young girls and young women. I mean, what type of society doesn't rally around protecting young girls and women? I've been involved with groups in the past wanting to bring and shine a spotlight on these types of issues. And my hope would be the top cop in the nation would take this very seriously. And she really isn't. And a lot of Republicans are scratching their heads, questioning why. I think this is a bipartisan issue. I think Americans want these powerful men, whoever they are, to be brought to justice.
And the president was asked about this in this cabinet meeting yesterday. Let's listen to how he responded.
And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration.
Nobody. We're asking because all the people that you got cranked up around you right now, sitting over there in that White House, they're the ones who pushed the issue on this. So you don't get to come out here and now move the goalposts and change your wavelength and change the conversation. You don't get to do that, dog. You guys got to answer this. Y'all the ones who trumped it up all this talk. You came out in your campaign telling everybody that was on your list of things to do was release those files. The people want to see them. They don't want to hear no excuses, dog. And they not letting none of y'all off the hook. Y'all are on the hook for this, bruh. See, here's the thing. I'm going to tell y'all what's going on. That list is released. Man, that list is released. A lot of people are going to be disappointed. A lot of people are going to be disappointed. And they're going to be, they're going to be hurt. But hey, man, it's got to happen sometimes, man. When you seek the truth, sometimes the truth hurts, ladies and gentlemen. And that's just the facts. You understand? You cannot be afraid of that, man. You cannot be afraid of seeking whatever the truth is on any level. Right? And I'm going to say this again. White folks, you cannot be afraid to challenge your own community. You can't be. Y'all see me, I challenge my own community on this Diddy stuff, all that stuff. I'm unafraid because I know he's scum. I've seen how he treat people, period. It's absolute scumbag. A guy, I listen to his music, think he has great music, think that he have, brought along great artists that have nothing to do with how I feel about him as a person. That's why you have to put your personal feelings aside sometimes and seek the truth about these things. Because when you have things like that that's going on, man. You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, bro. If you don't have anybody that protect the youngest in this world, what do y'all think? I'm telling y'all this, right? Let's keep going.
Christine, the president's wishing it away here, but it was his own supporters, right. People like J.D. Vance, not to mention the people we've all listed there, talking about the Epstein files all during the campaign. I mean, this was a thing that his people were pushing, and now he's like nothing to see here.
Right, his people pushed it. His appointee brought it back up square in front of everyone with saying there would be prosecutions, things would be released, and now nothing. And what's a desecration is what happened to those girls and those young women, not reporters appropriately asking questions, which are not new questions, but follow-up questions to what Pam Bondi had already put out there. And when you make promises to prosecute, to release information, and you don't, then all theories come up. And it's a terrible thing that there are people saying the president might be on the list. How horrible would that be? They can put all of this to rest by putting all the information out there. And you're right. This isn't Republican or Democrat. This is a matter of justice.
I disagree with that. She says they can put all of this to rest by putting the information out there. I disagree with that. I think by them putting all the information out there, it's going to stir shit up. And I believe that it's going to put everything on the grill. I believe them putting that information out here is now going to ask entirely new questions, not only about our country, but about this world. That's what I believe. And I'm just going to be honest with y'all, 1,000%. 1,000% honest. She talking about something. If they release it, it's going to put everything to rest. No, it ain't. And they know it. Because if they thought that it was going to put everything to rest, if they release it, they'd already released that shit. They would have said, hey, look, here you go, all the files right here. Ain't nothing to see here. Y'all, we don't already do thorough investigation. But what they don't want people to see is, I'm telling y'all, these investigations. Remember, when they do the investigations, they have interviews with people. People gave statements. In the Jeffrey Epstein investigation, the FBI have statements from people. You better believe they asked them about all these other people that were involved. And you better believe they named names in those investigations. You better believe it. I guarantee you they had multiple snitches in those investigations, and names came up, and they don't want those. So they're not going to. So let me ask you this question, you guys. Let's say they don't have a list. Why they ain't going to release the interviews they had? Why they not going to release the interviews they had? Think about this again. Why aren't they going to release the interviews that the feds conducted with multiple witnesses in that case? Why not? Shouldn't all those interviews be released so the general public can see the testimony that was given to FBI, the statements that was given to the FBI in that investigation and the Epstein? If you're going to release all those files, those interviews are there too. Ain't nobody talking about that. They keep talking about the list. Forget just the list. What about the interviews, y'all? Because the interviews tell y'all everything. That's what tells y'all everything about what people were saying, is them interviews. Because once again, when they do their investigation, they go and interview multiple people. And you better believe they got people who were snitching, confidential informants, all kind of stuff, who was giving up all kind of information. Right? Why won't they release all those files? Think about that. I want y'all to think about that.
And that is what Pam Bondi should be focused on.
That's why people are upset about with Pam Bondi. I mean, these conservatives, Megyn Kelly, I mean, even Tucker Carlson talking about this. Charlie Kirk had a post on X, and he said, even if Republicans were on the list, would you be okay with them being brought to justice? And overwhelmingly, the responses were yes, because people want to protect the innocence of young girls and young women, and we should all be about that.
And again, it was people within this administration promising it would be released. We'll see where this goes next.
This is supposed to be about the most transparent administration ever.
What on earth is going on? Was Pam Bondi set up by deep state FBI career officials? Is she stupid? Is she so click thirsty that she got out over her skis trying to make news, being a Fox News star?
Pam Bondi, all of it. All those videos were saying, yeah, she's seen the videos. It's all coming out. And then now it doesn't exist. I mean, what? What?
Alex Jones broadcasting from his car. Okay, so how much of a political risk is President Trump taking by dismissing the priorities of portions of the base? CNN's Aaron Blake writes, everyone has their limits. Trump's giving them reasons to be suspect about his and top administration officials' intentions. And there's been at least some evidence of a brewing backlash. Group chat is back. I have to be honest, I remember the backlash, many minutes ago over the strikes on Iran. And it feels like that's a way more significant and important issue than that. And everybody rolled.
Yeah, I mean, I think two things. I think we've seen President Trump, this term and last term, be like a rain jacket. Some of these things just roll off of him. But here's the reality. I think we've all been afraid to say this. President Donald Trump is a lame duck president. And so some of these things you're talking about politically will not hurt him because he is a lame duck president. What I'm concerned about what's going to happen in 2026 with the Congress, with Senate. So I think some of these things are going to be harder for the Republican Party to talk about than this President Trump.
Look, I'll be honest. There's so many weird, bizarro Addams Family-esque stories that people go down rabbit holes when it comes to the MAGA base. I've never read a Jeffrey Epstein story. When somebody complains that Donald Trump has not told us where Elvis is really living, I'm not going to read that ever. Also, because Donald Trump is right. We have Texas, and we have what's going on with Russia and Ukraine.
But nobody asked Pam Bondi to make a bunch of binders to hang, to send to the Twitterati. It feels like a cell phone.
I think the mental health of America or Americans is much better off.
Man, don't nobody want to hear them lame ass excuses, bro. Our mental health is better if they tell us what the hell is going on, bro. Don't nobody want to hear no cover-ups no more, bro. We live in the year 2025, Playboy. Don't nobody want to hear nothing about no excuses, no cover-ups, no none of that, bro. If y'all ain't gonna tell the American people the truth, sit down and shut up, bro. Don't nobody want to hear that no more. You sitting up here on TV talking about something, hey, man, we got all these other stuff going on. Nah, shut up, dog. Y'all trump this stuff up. Y'all brought all this stuff to the people. Y'all talk about y'all want to release the files. Y'all act like y'all want to get justice. And now y'all don't want no smoke. Now y'all want to move on. Nah, man, we ain't finna do that, bro. Straight up, man. Y'all, they want to come out with that paperwork, bro. And it better be accurate, too. We don't want nothing redacted. We don't want nothing taken out. None of that. Like I said before, man, stop lying to the people. Be straight up with the people. Be honest with the people. That's why I told y'all I don't vote. I don't vote. This is why. This is why, bro. Straight up. Because if you were going to release them, man, you release all of them. Why I got to be in, think about this, y'all. Why we got to release this in parts. We say we're going to release them, but then we're going to release them in little segments. And then the parts they released was already released. Then they released a lot of them, and it's redacted. You can't even see what a lot of these things are saying. So you basically didn't get no new information. Like I said before, man, stop playing with me, man. Like, again, man, you're not going to spit on me and tell me it's raining outside. Don't work, bro. Period. You know what I'm saying? If they really want the truth, Trump would say, hey, look, release all the files today. Period. Everything single file that has something to do with Epstein, release it right now to the public. That's how you get down to the bottom of the truth. Point blank, period. Otherwise, then you showing the whole world that you really don't want that smoke with the truth. Simple as that. Because I know one thing, if I was innocent and I knew that it was somebody who was accused of some of the horrendous things that Jeffrey Epstein had been accused of, and that there was alleged links to him and things like that, hey, and he wasn't here no more, I'm dropping all of them files for the world to see. Not even a question. You guys let me know what y'all think, man. Like, share, subscribe. I got to go to the gym. Y'all let me know what y'all feel, man. Salute everybody in the building. Peace. All right, you guys. So we appreciate everybody that popped in, supported this video. Make sure that you guys shop our merch. We got that new A-Weapons merchandise right there below this video. All you got to do is look below. The links will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well to get the merch, to donate, support the channel, and subscribe to our podcast show. You'll see all those links pinned at the top of the comment section of this video. And we appreciate everybody that supports this channel and our networks. Also, that straight drop weight loss formula. Go to the website. You guys will see that. A link for that will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well. Go right there for all of your weight loss needs. Straight drop weight loss formula. We have a lot
of testimonials on the website. You can go to www.str-8-drop.com and get you some of the weight loss formula today. Take your weight loss serious. Get in the gym, work out, exercise, and do what you got to do. Stay on point. We appreciate everybody that's been locked into this video. Again, all the links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. Salute to all of y'all. And again, we appreciate everybody who support what we doing over here.